Scroll through social media today, and spiritual exploration is everywhere. Between daily horoscope apps, manifestation tutorials, and billions of views on Witch Talk, millions of people engage with the supernatural as a form of casual self-care. We often treat these trends as entertainment, a way to find direction in an unpredictable world. But for those who dive deep into these practices, the initial curiosity frequently leads toward a cycle of addiction and anxiety that they find themselves unable to break. Jenn Nizza grew up in this environment of normalized spiritual seeking. Raised in a suburban New York home, her family was culturally Catholic, observing the traditions of the church without a personal or deeply relational connection to the faith. Alongside those traditions, talking about paranormal activity was a regular occurrence in her home. Flickering lights and ghost stories were accepted as reality. Because the supernatural was discussed so casually, Jenn lacked the background to identify the specific nature of the spiritual world she was about to enter. Her first direct step into that world happened in her mother's at-home beauty parlor. A woman working there suggested a 15-minute psychic reading, presenting it as a harmless way to learn about the future. The reading relied heavily on tarot cards. As the reader pulled the cards, she began revealing hidden details about Jenn's life that a stranger couldn't possibly know. To a 13-year-old girl, the experience felt mysterious and incredibly empowering. That single afternoon began a 25-year obsession with hidden knowledge. Jenn and her sister immediately bought their own decks, and the readings became a daily requirement. Like an addiction, they found themselves constantly seeking the next ritual to find answers. This accessibility is how the occult gain a foothold. It arrives as an offer of empathy and enlightenment, creating a spiritual entry point that practitioners like Jenn describe as opening a demonic door. Jenn eventually transitioned from an amateur enthusiast into a professional psychic medium. She believed she possessed a gift from God and spent years convinced she was providing comfort to grieving families by connecting them with the dead. But her accuracy presents a problem. If Jenn wasn't actually speaking to the deceased, how could she give perfect strangers secret, highly specific details about their loved ones, like the name Michael or the exact circumstances of a death? The explanation lies in the nature of these spiritual entities. Biblical theology describes demons as ancient, generational observers. They track families across decades, quietly collecting specific data points, memories, and secrets. During a reading, an entity downloads this gathered information directly into the psychic's mind. When the psychic repeats these secrets, it builds immediate credibility, leading the client to trust whatever information follows. Once that trust is established, the entities can manipulate the client's choices. By planting a specific idea about the future, they nudge the individual to make decisions that fulfill the prediction, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. This intelligence operation creates a facade of divine revelation. Practitioners end up participating in a sophisticated exchange of data with fallen angels who are masquerading as spirits of comfort. Eventually, the spiritual entities dropped their disguise, and the peace Jenn thought she had found completely collapsed. She began experiencing intense spiritual oppression. Her life was marked by severe anxiety, sleep paralysis, and the sensation of being touched by unseen hands. Shadowy figures began manifesting in her home, turning her gift into a constant state of fear. In an attempt to fight back, Jenn used the New Age tools she had been taught. She burned white sage, utilized crystals, and even tried to use the Catholic Lord's Prayer as a protective ritual to drive the entities away. These efforts failed because she was treating spiritual symbols like magic spells for personal control. The demons simply ignored these false tools of protection. Rituals and objects held no power over these entities because Jenn still lacked a relationship with the only one they are required to obey, Jesus Christ. This is the danger of seeking spiritual power through the occult. It promises a way to control the unseen world, but it leaves the practitioner in a state of complete spiritual captivity. At age 36, Jenn reached a point of absolute desperation. She was crushed by the weight of 24 years of oppression and found herself unable to function. In the middle of that darkness, she did something she hadn't done in her entire career. She didn't call on a spirit guide or a deceased relative. She cried out to the name of Jesus Christ. She experienced an immediate, overwhelming peace. In that moment, the oppression lifted, and her lifelong desire to perform psychic readings inexplicably vanished. A month later, she attended a Christian church, where she finally heard the gospel. She realized that Jesus had personally answered her cry for help, and she immediately abandoned her occult identity and her source of income to follow him. Jenn's freedom began the moment she stopped trying to manage the spiritual realm through her own rituals and surrendered her life to Christ. Jenn now spends her life warning others about the spiritual doors that culture treats as harmless entertainment. She specifically warns against objects like the Ouija board. It isn't a game of subconscious movement. It is a tool that relies on actual demonic forces to function, inviting oppression into the lives of those who use it. She also addresses the spiritual roots of yoga. She argues that the practice cannot be separated from its Hindu origins, noting that many of the physical postures were specifically designed to honor and worship false deities. The occult offers a mirage of light and empowerment, but its actual goal is destruction. Jenn Nizza's story serves as a reminder that while the darkness can be deep, it is shattered instantly by the authority of Jesus Christ.
Thank you for watching the first episode all the way to the end. We invite you to continue with episode 2 and discover the next chapter of this remarkable journey. The False Light, The Awakening of Jenn Nizza.